Welcome to Scotland in May. Look at it. Cape Wrath, you're not beating us.
Say goodbye to the bog.
This is brutal. Well, good morning. What a wild night that was. Absolutely blowing a gale, throwing it down. I thought the tent was going to blow away with me inside it. The wind's dying off a little bit now. The rain's stopped. It's absolutely freezing. I think we're getting a bit of Scottish weather this morning. Cracking spot to pitch right at the end of the loch. Enough room for 2 tents only. Darren's walked back down. So he's back with us where he camped. He said it was really marshy and boggy, but rather than walk back to where we were, he just ended up pitching up. So we've got about 18 miles today. We're going to pass through Reconic, Kinloch Bhaird, where we're probably going to stop and get something to eat, and then make our way down to Sandwood Bay. About 18 mile. We've got 1 river crossing today, which hopefully it shouldn't cause us any problems. So let's get going. Welcome to day 15 of the Cape Wrath Trail. So we're off the 4x4 track and we're now bushwhacking. 4x4 tracks here. We'll come straight across. See Darren, Graham in the distance. The loch we need to head to is just over this brow. So wet, boggy, very wet, and it's just started raining again. Ugh. Ooh. I'm nearly wet on my arse. Right, pull the camera away. Let's get across this. So we've waded through the bog and we've got to the tarn, come to a river crossing. Graham's just taking his boots off. This is probably the deepest river crossing we're going to do on this trip, I think. Yeah, this looks the best point. Just have to get across it. Right, let's go. Woo! Good job I have my waterproof trousers on. Woo! Just getting to the end of this loch. It's been quite slow going this morning, quite energy zapping. Wading through all the bog, river crossing. Feet have warmed up a bit now. We've just got to the boathouse, which is there behind me. But yeah, it took quite a long time to get around that. Right, I'm pretty certain we've got another river crossing coming up. and then eventually we'll get to Reconic and pick up the road and into Kinloch Bhaird. Tarmac. Woo. So there wasn't another river crossing. I thought there was. Right, I think we're going to stop here for a little bit, get some water, and then road walk into Kinloch Bhaird. So we're out the mountains. We've come from that way.
Life is good.
And I believe there's a cafe at Kinloch Bhaird Graham's been telling us about. So that's our destination today, to get some food in the cafe, I think. Cape Wrath Trail, it's coming to an end. We're not far now, not far at all. One more day. Famous London stores down there. I never even noticed it. Looks like Darren and Graham did. They stopped for a second. I've just been plodding up this hill. It's closed now anyway, until further notice. Don't know why. But it's back there. Just plodded on past it. Right, I think we've got about 1.5 miles to Kinloch Bhaird. So the official route goes that way, the way that van's just gone, but we're going this way and down into Kinloch Bhaird. You can see a spar shot from here, and there's a cafe, so we're going to stop there for a bit in the cafe. Like I said back earlier, we've just done over 4 miles of road walking. That was harder than the bog. Right, let's get down here into Kinloch Bhaird. I think it's 3 breakfasts are on the cards. Right, okay, we're off again. Good stop off in Kinloch Bhaird. We all got a breakfast in the cafe. Used their toilet, which was nice. I think Graham got a bit of charge in his phone as well while we were there. There's good signal in Kinloch Bhaird as well. I've just made a few phone calls, sent a few messages and that, picked a few messages up. We all went in the spar shop, got some bits for tonight, and we're doing a couple of miles of road walking now, and then we're going to turn right and head to Sandwood Bay and camp there for the night. Yeah, it's kind of weird being here in Kinloch Bhaird. One more day to go. We were all saying in the cafe that we're looking forward to finishing this, but at the same time we're all feeling a bit sad that we're going to be finishing it, and our time on the Cape Wrath is done. It has been a fantastic adventure, and having Graham along as well for these past few days, yeah, it's been great. Really has been great. Right, let's get down to Sandwood Bay. Sandwood Bay. Straight down. Apparently that isn't live until next week, so hopefully we won't get shot or blown up.
Still bloody 4.5 miles to go.
Cool. Sandwood Bay Beach. What a beach. Not too sure where we're going to camp. We're going to camp down there somewhere. The ruin is just behind me there. But that looks gorgeous. Sandwood Bay. What a place. Oh, it's so good to be here. Pinnacle Rock, Buackle, if I've said that right. It's windy as hell, but so good to be here. We've not finished the walk yet, but we're feeling pretty confident now. One more day. The lighthouse is just over there, 8 miles away. That's all we've got to do now. We're going to spend our last night here. Absolutely amazing. Never ever had my trekking poles on the beach before. Oh, this is great, absolutely great. Right, we need to find somewhere to camp. So let's go and find somewhere. Right, so we've got all pitched up. And what a pitch we've got tonight. Ocean view. I'm here, Graham, Darren at the end. Lighthouse is about 7 miles in that direction. Sandwood Bay is just over the other side of this cliff. So we got to the end of Sandwood Bay, went over the cliff, loads of camping spots up there. We then realised we've no water, so we dropped down into this little cove. There's a nice little stream running behind me here, so we're going to get some water. But yeah, what a pitch for our last night on the Cape Wrath Trail. Fantastic sea view. The wind's dropping a little bit, so I'm going to get the door open tonight and sit and enjoy that view. So right, let me get out the hiking gear, get cleaned up, get some warmer clothing on. We'll have a chat about today and then we'll do some map time. Okay, all sorted on our cliff top wild camp. What a difference from this morning, camping in front of the Arkle. I mean, last night was a really good camp around the Loch, but this morning the weather was just awful. It was freezing cold, pouring it down in rain, bushwhacking across bog around a loch that was really muddy, slippy, really slow going. Finally a bit of a river crossing, which was our last one of the trip. I actually thought there was another one, but that was the last one. Came out into Reconic, where there's a hotel that I believe are very against Cape Wrath people. They're not helpful at all, so I think the word is don't bother going in there. A police station is just across the road. I have heard of people camping round the back of it. It's an unmanned one, so there's nobody there, and there is a public toilet next door that was quite clean actually, so you could sort of have a wash there and get cleaned up if you wanted to. We then did 4 miles of road walking, which took ages, into Kinloch Burvey, passing London Stores, which is sadly closed down now. Don't know why, but it's closed for the foreseeable future, was the sign on the door. Into the cafe, where we had a really nice breakfast each, hot coffee, and used their toilet. And then called into the spa shop next door. And then it was basically another 5 miles of road walking and then you eventually pick up the path to Sandwood Bay. And from watching other people's YouTube videos, they basically get on that path and then they're at Sandwood Bay, but that's not the case. It's literally 4 miles from where you turn onto that gravelly path and start heading down to the beach. It's 4 miles long, and it does take quite a long time. But what a stunning beach. Absolutely lovely when we got down there. Really nice to see the Pinnacle Rock and everything that I've seen on so many people's YouTube videos. Spent some time on the beach and everything, and then we've wandered over this way. Graham's actually camped on these shores and cliffs before, so he knew of this spot with the stream and everything. So that was quite handy to have. So tomorrow we've literally got around about 7 or 8 miles over the cliffs, or pass through the MOD section on the walk, and then eventually get to Cape Wrath, and we're done. The walk is finished. I can't believe it's come round this quick. Fort William just seems a lifetime ago. It just seems such a long time ago when we was in Fort William starting this walk. So much has happened. We've done so many camps and places we've been to and people we've met. The glens that we've been up and the Belaks. Just so much has gone on. Every day has been a challenge. Every day has just been amazing. It's been an adventure. It's hard to think what day we were doing this, what day we were doing that. Looking back at pictures that I've took, some of the early pictures when we was in Glenfinnan, Sully's Bothy, it just seems such a long time ago now. So yeah, it has been a great trip, and it's going to be really nice to finish with Graham, who I think we actually got talking to on day 4, I think it was, or day 5. So it'd be really nice to finish with Graham tomorrow. So I'm not on a dried meal tonight. I picked up a few bits in the Spar shop. So I've got a rather squashed cheese sandwich, some cheesy onion rings, because I fancied something cheesy tonight, lacking cheese. And I thought for my final night, I'm going to polish off a nice bottle of iron brew. When in Rome and all that, when in Scotland, drink iron brew. So yeah, that's going to be my tea tonight. And then I'm going to open this other door. The wind's blowing this way at the moment, so that's why I've not got that other door open. And I'm just going to chill out and just watch the sea whilst eating my cheesy tea tonight. But before I do that, let's do some map time. Right, okay, map time. So we left our camp this morning, which was round the Loch. Darren actually walked back to us. He came up the path, and he said where he camped at the other end of the Loch, it was very boggy, and he was a bit worried with all the rain that he might not have got across it again and back on the path. So bear that in mind if you're planning to camp there. The best spots was at this end, and there was enough room for 2 tents, and there was actually plenty of rocks there, and you could clearly tell that people had camped there before. So we set off this morning in the pouring rain, freezing cold, 4x4 track, very easy going. We followed it up, we were chatting away, and we got about here, and then we realised we'd missed the turn off. So we turned around, we came back, and we couldn't see an obvious path. It is small dots which indicates there is no path, and there literally was no path. So we just went off the GPS, and we literally bushwhacked all the way across this. It was as boggy as hell, and we kept going, and then we got to this loch here, and we followed the loch all the way around, and it took us ages and ages. It was muddy, boggy, we were slipping and sliding around everywhere, and this took us quite a long time to get round the loch. We then eventually came to the river crossing, where Graham took his boots and socks off, and he went across in bare feet. I think Darren went up higher and found a little shorter bit and went across. I just sort of got in it and
got across, and yeah, and I was done. And then we carried on. Very small path. It was defined quite well, but it was quite narrow, and again it was muddy and boggy, and we just kept on going and kept on going. We passed the little boat house, which is there. We were going to stop, but we just ended up carrying on. So we carried on, and then eventually we come to a bridge, and we came out onto the main road. And that's where the Reconic Hotel is. We then picked up the road, turned the corner, and the police station is literally across the corner, across the road, sorry, from the hotel. And then we just road walked, and this took quite a long time. It was all uphill. We kept on going, and then it got steeper and steeper, and we kept on going up. And then around about London Stores, that's where it got really steep. We stopped there briefly. I think I was ahead of Darren and Graham, so I didn't bother filming. I think I filmed a little bit further up, showing down. I think Darren stopped and filmed. But yeah, the shop was all shut. There was nobody home. Sign up on the door saying it was closed. And then we just followed it down, and then kept on going. And then where you carry on up the road, we actually went left, and you drop down into like an industrial estate, and that's where the cafe was and the spa shop. And the spa shop sold everything that you would normally see in the convenience store. The guy actually asked us if we was on Cape Wrath, and he was quite a nice guy, and he was chatting and stuff. We didn't come back up. We then carried on down to like the harbour, because Graham wanted to have a quick look round here. So we walked down, we turned right, walked along the harbour, turned right again, and then followed it back up, and then we picked up the main road, and then we just continued on. And this went on for a good few miles, this, all uphill. Kept on going, and then eventually you get to the sign where it says turn right for Sandwood Bay, which is what we did. Took a couple of pictures, I did a little bit of filming to camera, and then you pick up like a sandy sort of 4x4 track, and this went on for a long time, miles and miles. Kept on going. You think that you get sort of here and then you're at the beach, but you're not. It keeps on going for quite a long time. We kept on going, and then when you start to drop down, you can see Sandwood Bay, and then you can see the ruins on the right hand side, which is where I've seen people camp before now. So we dropped down. As you drop down onto the beach, or just before the beach, there's a really nice camping spot, but we decided to have a look around here, but there wasn't anything. So we ended up coming up onto the cliffs. We did see a few places, but there was no water or anything, and we didn't want to drop back down to get water, so we just carried on going. So we kept on going, and we got to this little outlet here, and we are literally camped right next to it there. And Graham's camped here before, so he knew of this spot. So tomorrow it's just a case of following the cliffs. There is a little path, actually. There was a path here, even though on the map it says there isn't. So we're hoping that to pick up the path, and then we'll just keep on going, get into the MOD bit. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and it's not live until next Monday, so we'll be fine going across that. And then we'll just keep following it all the way up to Cape Wrath Trail, and that's where we'll finish tomorrow. So yeah, I finished tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be good to finish and finish the trail, but it's gonna be sad to leave the trail. I think it has been a really great adventure, but as I've said on a few videos when I've done these walks, with every trail that you start, there's always a finish, and tomorrow is our finish of the Cape Wrath Trail. So right, I'm going to have my cheesy dinner and my bottle of iron brew, and I shall see you all tomorrow morning for day 16 and our final day of the Cape Wrath Trail. See you tomorrow.
Well, good morning. That was a chilly night last night. Wind picked up quite a bit and then it started raining all night. Yeah, a bit chilly in the sleeping bag, but we survived all last night on the Cape Wrath. Bit of a slow pack up this morning. We're not in as much as a rush. We've only got about 8 miles to do, so we should be finished by about dinner time. The sun's trying to come up. It's not forecast to rain, but you never know. Right, I'm just going to finish my brew. We'll all finish getting packed up and then we'll get going. Welcome to day 16 on our final day of the Cape Wrath Trail. We've been walking alongside this river for about a quarter of a mile, trying to find somewhere to cross. A river's not stopping us now. We're going to try here. We need to be over there. We managed to cross here onto that boulder, jumped onto that one and across. It's way too deep to wade through and it's flowing way too fast. We made it. Oh. There's no way we weren't getting across that. No way. The river crossings have been so easy on this trip. There's no way a river crossing was going to stop us on the last day. But we still need to get across it safely. Right, let's pick up the path and keep going. Right in the distance there is Strathcallic Bothy, which is the way some people come, follow it down this way. We've kept more to the coast and crossed the river. We're actually following Walking Highlands, one of their GPX files on the GPS today. There's no footpaths, not past the river, so you're still bushwhacking in the bog and everything. But according to the GPS, we're bang on. So we're following that today, and a bit of instinct. The last bit of bog that we've got to hike through.
See that? We could have gone it. Stopped some local bridge and had a meal. No guarantee. Could have been short.
So we've reached the firing range. Need to get over this fence and then up the other side. We know that they're not firing or bombing today. There's no red flags up. There's no flags at all actually. I think there's meant to be white ones if it's safe to cross. So we're just going to go for it. We know they're not bombing today, so it'll be fine. We hope. Alright, we'll get up there. The way we've come, it's just been boggy, slippy, slidey. It's like the Cape Wrath is just giving it to you on that last day. You're not getting out of the bog until the very end. Right, let's get over this fence. We made it, we didn't get blown up. Bit of a sneaky ravine there though behind me. Tiny little bit of a river crossing. Nothing major though. Right, uphill again. 6 miles done across the bog, less than 2 miles to go to the lighthouse. We still haven't seen it yet. We've seen the minibus come past on the road, so we're heading for that road now. But yeah, I see what people mean when they say yeah, that's 6 mile done. I see what people mean when they say the last day is the hardest 8 mile of the trip, and they're not wrong. We've literally waded through bog. It's completely pathless, all this section, until we pick up the road which is ahead of us. In fact, the minibus is there. Make it out. It's about there, the minibus. We actually thought up there's an aerial mast. We thought that was the lighthouse, but it wasn't. Right, less than 2 miles to go. Literally a couple of 100 yards from the road. One last river crossing. Darren's gone in, I've gone in. Cape Wrath, you're not beating us. You're not going to beat us. Oh, tarmac. That was tough. That was really tough. All the way to the lighthouse. We're reckoning about a mile. We can finally say goodbye to the bog.
Well, I've got one word for the bog.
What is it? Let's get to this bloody lighthouse. There it is, the lighthouse, Cape Wrath Lighthouse. Finally, we're finally here. Ah, what a joy to see that. So we made it. We finally got here 16 days after leaving Fort William, and what an adventure it's been. It's been absolutely amazing. They say it's the UK's hardest trail, and I can definitely agree with them on that. It has been physically challenging, mentally challenging, but all the planning we did, all the training, preparing for this, to get to this lighthouse, it all paid off. And we got here injury free, no blisters, and we've just had an amazing time. I'm glad to be going home, to have a shower, a bath, use the toilet, but I am going to miss my time on the Cape Wrath. It's been the pinnacle of my hiking journey. So I want to give a big thanks to Darren for coming on this journey with us, and for Graham, who we've kind of known for most of the trip. I think it was day 4 or 5 when we met him. We're going to stay at the lighthouse for a few hours. I was thinking of camping here, but I've asked and you're not allowed to camp because it disturbs the wildlife. So I think what we're going to do is get the minibus, there's a space on it, and get to the campsite at Darren and start our journey home tomorrow and leave all this behind. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the video as much as I have making it. And from the Cape Wrath Lighthouse and the finishing point of the Cape Wrath, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.